It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. I'm Shimei Cook. It's homecoming, y'all. We have a great show for you. I got a special guest co-host in the building today, Xavier Kelley of NAACP. He's Mr. NAACP here at NCCU. What's going on, Xavier? Happy homecoming. Well, how you doing, man? I'm blessed, black, and highly favored. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. I'm glad to be on the show, man. Glad to be on.
I appreciate you coming on. We got a jam-packed show today. First of all, it is so cold out for it to be homecoming. I'm from Connecticut, and for me, it's cold. It's not that it's cold. It's the wind that makes it the worst. So, but it is what it is. It's homecoming, y'all. It's Chicken Wednesday today. We got you covered with a jam-packed show. Got you covered with the hot headlines, the hot report, and of course, we're gonna start off the show with some positivity, giving someone that hot spotlight. Also, on today's show, we have a great interview. I have a great conversation with a radio personality here in North Carolina. Her name is Erica DeLong. I look up to her. She's really good at what she does. So you're here our conversation. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. I'm Shimei Cook. Got my guest co-host Xavier Kelley in the building. What's going on, Xavier?
What's going on, Shimei?
It's homecoming. I'm excited. Let's start off the show with some positivity as we do every show. Giving someone that hot spotlight. So today, I'm going to give the hot spotlight to. So yesterday, I fell off my scooter behind the Laws building, and I hit my head. So paramedics had to come, make sure I didn't have a concussion, and make sure I was all cleaned up. And the two paramedics that helped me out were two guys. One name was PJ and one name was Shelby. And I greatly appreciate them for helping me out. They were telling me to be careful, and they really helped me out, and I appreciate it. Made sure I was safe. Gave me some tips and stuff. But I do have a scar on my my right eye, but I am fine on my eyebrow. So still have a little headache, but that's what they told me it will be. But they really helped me out, and I appreciate it. Who are you gonna give that spotlight to, Xavier?
Yeah, man. There's one person in particular in mind that I really think deserved the hot spotlight this morning, and that would be Sean Bryant. He's the program coordinator for the MAC program, and he's doing a great job ever since he's came in. He's one of them person, like one of them men at least, who really is like going to be there for you and uplift you even when you're feeling down. He's just that person that's going to sense if something's wrong.
Yeah.
And he's done a great job since he's even touched our program. We really appreciate you, Sean Bryant. Sean Bryant, appreciate you, man.
Mr. Bryant, he's definitely a great asset to the MAC, the African American Male Initiative, and the whole staff is just a great program, great department here at NCCU, and you know, Mr. Bryant is a good person to talk to. Whenever you need someone to talk to, his door is always open, and he always has some old school playing in his office. So it's like he has an old soul, and I can relate to that because I have an old soul just like him. Now, if you want to give somebody the credit they deserve for being great, being positive, doing something great in the community, give us a call. 919-579-2444 is the number. Coming up, I got you covered with the hot headlines and so much more. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. I'm Shimei Cook. Got my guest co-host Xavier Kelley in the building. What's going on, Xavier? How you doing?
You good?
Let's get started with the hot headlines. Here we go. Here we go. All right, we're going to go there. Well, it is What's Hot with Shimei Cook, so we go there all the time.
Okay. These are the stories heating up in the news.
Someone is not doing their job correctly because this is blasphemous. I'm sorry.
This is Hot Headlines.
Here.
Allegedly.
Okay.
On What's Hot.
All right, so recently the suspect in the main mass shooting was found. Authorities on Friday discovered the body of Robert Card. Officials say that he died of apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound, and we have audio from CBS.
This is where police say they found the body of the mass shooter Friday night inside a trailer
at a recycling center roughly 10 miles from where the shootings took place.
Just an incredible sense of relief for our city.
The gunman, 40-year-old Army reservist Robert Card, used to work at the recycling center, but was fired 2 weeks ago.
That particular location was cleared twice previously.
This comes as the Associated Press reports a statewide alert warning Maine law enforcement about Card went out last month. Nearby, Sagadahoc County Sheriff Joel Murray says he issued the alert after the Army Reserve notified him about threats Card made against his military base and other soldiers. He sent a deputy to Card's home for a welfare check, but Card was not there. Lewiston Police Chief David St. Pierre declined to comment on Sheriff Mary's claims. Is there anything that you would do differently?
We're going to learn from some mistakes. I'm sure we've made a couple along the way.
What did all of those gunshots sound like to you?
It's so hard to describe because behind every single one, I know that somebody was lined up with it.
Tammy Aslin was in the just-in-time recreation bowling alley with her 10-year-old daughter, Tony, Wednesday night, but got separated when the gunman opened fire.
I can't even begin to explain the amount of things that go through your mind in those precious moments,
Aslin called her parents, who rushed to the scene. Her father says he waited for news on the 10-year-old for what felt like hours. Then he got a call from an unknown number.
And I just said hello, and when I said hello, I heard 4 of the most beautiful words in the world. I'll never forget.
Major props. It's kind of sad how our society is, ZK.
This is where police say
ZK is. I just wish that this mass shooting was to stop in our society, right, ZK?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I really wish it would stop. And that was the hot headlines coming up. We got the hot report. What do we got in the hot report, ZK?
In the hot report, we'll be talking about John Legend, also Magic Johnson and Kim Kardashian.
All right, it's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. We'll be right back right after this. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. I'm Shimei Cook. Got my guest co-host Xavier Kelley in the building. What's going on, ZK? How you doing?
What's up, man? What's up?
I'm pretty well. It's homecoming, so it's time to get started with that hot report. Here we go.
Let's go.
It's your boy ZK checking in. Mr. NAACP.
Fan me off, I'm hot like stolen Chanel. Lock me up in jail.
From pop culture to news at NCCU, this is the Hot Report.
Let's get it.
On What's Hot.
All right, first off, we'll be talking about John Legend and how he is pumping the brakes on his social media use. In a recent interview with Yahoo Life, the EGOT winner revealed that he experienced an improvement in his mental health since setting boundaries on his socials. He said, and I quote, "I used to be on social media a lot, more than I am now. I generally post more on Instagram, some on TikTok, but I kind of stopped posting on Twitter." John says adding that to the platform known as X has become too toxic.
Well, I think John Legend, I give props to him because being on social media is already hard as it is. So major props to John Legend taking his mental health seriously and doing all that stuff. Go ahead. What else is in the hot report?
Also in the hot report, we'll be talking about Magic Johnson and how he has hit his billionaire status. Forbes has announced that he is officially part of the 10-figure club. The sports legend net worth is whooping to $1.2 billion. He is the 4th athlete to reach this milestone. The Hall of Famer has hefty stake in multiple sports teams, including the Washington Commanders, WNBA's Los Angeles Sparks, MLB's Los Angeles Dodgers, and MLS LAFC. He also has 60% stake in a life insurance company called Equi Trust. His other business ventures include owning a string of movie theaters. He tragically placed in predominantly black neighborhoods a 50-50 deal with Starbucks to open shops in black neighborhoods and a minority stake in Pepsi bottling plant in Washington, D.C.
Magic Johnson, major props to him. Definitely a great businessman and great basketball player of all time. And another black billionaire in our society. We definitely need that. All right, what else is in the hot report?
Kim Kardashian has partnered up with the NBA. Kim Kardashian announced the new partnership between her brand Skims and the NBA. Her brand is now the official underwear partner of the NBA, WNBA, and USA Basketball.
Oh, major props to Kim K making that big business decision with the NBA and WNBA, and now is good that she's making her Skims wear for men also. So it's a good partnership. Major props to her. All right, thank you ZK for the hot report, and that was your hot report. Coming up, we got my exclusive interview with Miss Erica DeLong of G105 here in the Triangle in North Carolina, and I also have you covered with that hot mix of the day at the top of the hour. It is what it is. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook.
You're listening to What's Hot on NCCU AudioNet.
It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. I'm Shimei Cook, and I have a special guest today on the show from G105, one of my favorite radio personalities here in North Carolina. It's Erica DeLong here from G105 of the Erica Show and so much more. Miss DeLong, thank you so much for coming on the show. I greatly appreciate it. This is such an honor.
It's an honor for me. You can call me Erica, by the way.
Okay.
You're aging me saying Miss DeLong.
But how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm glad that you reached out. I see you on social. Obviously, we follow each other on social. And I think some of my radio sisters like Angela Yee and things like that. So I see your name pop up on social often.
I try to do my best, try to keep up with the times, I'm trying to do my job correctly. Let's get into what made you want to get into the radio business.
Honestly, I wanted to be Oprah ever since I was in 5th grade. I would sign my yearbook for my friends saying like, I'm going to be the next Oprah.
Okay.
And when I made it to college, I had been accepted to the School of Arts in New York, but I had a boyfriend at the time. So I chose to stay local and got a scholarship to which is now William Peace.
Mm-hmm.
And William Peace, Fortune Feemster, who is now very famous and she's all over Netflix. She's a comedian. She was interning at G105 and she said, well, you might not be Oprah, but you can at least intern at the radio station. And that's kind of like how things started.
Okay.
And they were busy. They had, at the time, they would have like 10 interns at a time, whereas now that's kind of a thing in the past. We don't have as many interns.
Gotcha.
But I begged to get in the door. I kept calling and calling because they wouldn't respond until finally I just showed up and I was like, I want to intern, which then turned into a job because I was the intern that was here all the time.
Gotcha.
Trying to learn as much as I could. And so when the assistant producer was, going out clubbing or whatever he was doing, he was like, here, do the job. I was like, okay. And so that led to me becoming the next assistant producer while I was in college.
Okay.
And at NC State, it allowed me to have a full-time job, which was hard, but it was mornings. So I would get up at 3 a.m., do the morning show, go to college, go to my side hustle job to make money to pay for whatever we had to pay for, and then kind of do it all over the next day. So I didn't party as much. I worked like in college. You're doing it, you're doing your thing. So
yeah, I know. Yeah, I feel the pain, but you work hard for what you really want, and you really did that. I see in your career. Right now, I'm still kicking it with Erica DeLong. So you did some time in your radio career in New York.
Right.
Talk about your experience in the #1 radio market. Talk about your experience there in New York.
I would say I've been very blessed because, New York is something people they aspire to be in the end of their career, whereas I jumped right into it. So I was assistant producer for G105's morning show, which was a big show. And we would go to radio boot camp, which is, all of these radio hosts from all over come together. And at the time I was, I think, a senior in college. And I met the right people, and they said, well, you're fun, you know, let's offer you a job. So I had 2 job offers, one in New York City and one in Boston area. And I was like, no, I love where I'm at. I love North Carolina. I'm never leaving. And the day after I graduated college, they did budget cuts, and they were like, we don't want to do this, but we have to cut your position. They eliminated the assistant producer role. And I was like, what? So I walked out of the building the day after graduation, called New York and said, I'm coming. So in a week after graduation, I was already moving to New York City, which is how that started. And it was amazing. I worked for Premier Radio Networks, which is owned by iHeart. And it does all of the syndication. So like the Ryan Seacrest, the Breakfast Club, all of those guys. I kind of was a behind the scenes producer at Premiere. And then I got my foot in the door when Howard Stern went to satellite radio. The position at CBS was open. So I became the girl on that show. And they're competitors, but the bosses were like, she's not going to harm anything. So I was allowed to do both full-time jobs, which was a lot. But when you're 20 years old or whatever, you just make it work. And so I was doing that for 7 years, and then had an opportunity come up in Detroit. So after New York, I was in Detroit and New York, and I would fly back and forth between the two. I would have dinner in Detroit and do mornings here, and it was crazy. But again, when you're, you know, when you have a passion for something, you make it work and you figure it out.
You make time for what's important to you. Absolutely.
But I was working like 22 hours a day. And so,
wow.
It was a lot. It was a whole lot. So fast forward to like, you know, 10 years of being away from North Carolina, I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to have more balance in life, like a family, because all I did was work. And then that's what led me back to North Carolina for the opening of the morning show here. But
Showgram, right?
It was amazing.
It was, the show was called Showgram, right? That morning show?
Bob and the Showgram, yeah. And he had been here. He was like a host that had been around for a long time, that people from all over the nation knew who he was. So I was able to learn very young, you know, how to have thick skin, how to work hard.
Gotcha.
You know, it's not handed to you. You have to work for it.
Right now, I'm speaking with Erica DeLong. So, you know, a lot of people are saying that radio is going out of date. And I feel like that statement is really blasphemous in my opinion, because when you look at when record labels want to push out songs, you hear at the top of the hour, it's the same 3 songs. They program you, as it's called programming for a reason, to program you to listen to these songs. What do you say to those people that say that don't think that radio is important anymore?
I hear that a lot, and I too would agree that it has changed dramatically. Back in the day, it was just like radio. Whereas now with all the different platforms, we've evolved, and either you get on board with that or you kind of fall behind. So yes, radio is my main thing, but I'm on social and podcasts and TV. Like, you kind of spread your wings among all the outlets, because now iHeart, for instance, is the biggest, you know, media company. They are the forefront of podcasting, which is huge now. And so they got in front of that. Whereas now we put out more podcasts than any other media company, or, you know, you just use multiple platforms to evolve instead of say, well, it's dying. Because I have a lot of partners in radio, like as far as endorsements and stuff. And the way that they sell it is, you know, if you're on the radio, then people are going to see it on social. We kind of are sold on every platform. So no matter where you turn, you will see, you know, that product or my name or whatever it may be.
We have so much more with Erica DeLong here on What's Hot, so don't go anywhere. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. I'm Shimei Cook, and I'm still speaking with Erica DeLong. The radio industry and media industry is very male-dominated. How do you deal with that in your everyday life? You know, you might have a lot of male colleagues. I know you work with Trevor every day.
Right.
But how do you deal with that through you have a big resume when it comes to, you know, being in this industry? How did you deal with that?
So I think because I was so lucky early on, I worked with Bob, who taught me how to have thick skin and stand up for myself. Because I remember when they told me, because I had brought New York and worked remotely for New York when I came back here, but I was working so many hours, they said, you have to quit New York. And I was like, well, y'all didn't pay me what you would pay a male host. And so Bob taught me some tricks of the trade, like, you know, to stand up for myself. And so finally I kind of got what I would say I would be worth. And so some people may consider that as a pushy female because I don't think sometimes bosses are used to somebody speaking up if you're a female.
Gotcha. Okay.
But, you know, that's just how we roll around here. I like to speak up, you know, I'm not scared to speak up for myself. The worst that can happen is they say, we don't need you anymore. And I'm like, okay, well, thank you for this chapter. But I'm respectful, obviously, but I'm never scared to speak up for myself. And I know some females in this industry, because I'm on a female forum where there's women from all over the nation, all over the world.
Yeah.
Where they are shafted financially, or, you know, maybe they don't get to lead their show because they're a female voice. And so there are a few, like Dee in the Morning. She's in Texas.
Yeah.
One of the syndicated female-led shows. And so she's always been a great voice for females to keep pushing and don't back down. Just keep pushing.
Yeah. Angela Yee also.
Yes, Angela. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You have interviewed a lot of celebrities in your media career. I've seen you, heard you say you interviewed Snoop Dogg before. You interviewed a lot of celebrities. What is your most memorable celebrity interview?
Well, first of all, Snoop Dogg, he got me high at the WWE match.
Yeah,
and I didn't
contact high.
Contact high. Yes, I don't do drugs,
that.
but I was sitting beside him at WrestleMania, and I don't know why I was even there, but I was there to do interviews, and he was beside me. I was like, Snoop, I'm high just sitting beside you. He is phenomenal and so cool and so down to earth, and he spoke to everybody. I would say, even though G105 and iHeart's not typically political, I've had a chance to interview like Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, and things like that. And so it was cool to speak to people that have led our world, you know, about things that are not political, because I try to stay out of that when it comes to this job and stay neutral. But it was cool to talk to him about his daughters and did they get to have dates in the White House and things like that. And it was cool. The interview actually went international, which was awesome because
that's great.
He didn't get to open up about that as much because people always wanted to talk politics. So it was cool to have a different side of him. So that one I was really proud of. And, you know, there's been a lot of good ones. Mariah Carey, biggest diva, though.
So she is like that in person.
She is, but she's proud of it, and that is okay. Like, she was tired one day. This is when I was still in New York, and she wanted me to hold frozen peas over her eyes. I did it.
Oh my gosh!
I was 22 years old, so.
You really just put
I just held those peas up
over Mariah Carey's eye. That's how.
She gave me a poster.
She signed it.
Yes.
I'm not surprised though, because when she went to the Breakfast Club, she made them turn on all the lights and put it on her. So so it's Mariah Carey. She's an icon. So I get it.
I'm still speaking to Erica DeLong from G105.
With the type of resume you have in the radio and media business, what type of advice would you give someone trying to get into this business?
Don't go into it to try to be famous. Go into it as a public servant to your community. Okay. So I think some people will start out, I've noticed, because, you know, I started when I was 19, so I'm a dinosaur around here, and I'm aging backwards, by the way. But I mean, some people start out and they immediately want to be first mic, and they want to, you know, they don't think they need to do the behind the scenes, but to really be successful, you got to be a servant to your community. And that's my favorite part, is our listeners and doing stuff in the community. Like, that is what is the most fulfilling about this job. It's not because you're on the radio, because that can go and come and nobody cares. They may, but I mean, you're no different than your teachers or firefighters or those that are, you know, doing trash collection. We're all the same. It's just that we happen to speak to more people. But if you are your authentic self and you just know that you're there to serve your community, I think you would be successful, or anybody would be successful.
Thank you so much, Erica, for coming on the show. Make sure you guys tune into the Erica Show weekdays from 3 to 7 on G105 on iHeartRadio. And she's right after the legendary Radio Hall of Famer, Ryan Seacrest, on air with Ryan Seacrest. And if Trevor wants to call out, you can always give me a call. I live in Durham. G105 is in Raleigh. I go right up the street. Yeah. If Trevor needs a day off, I'll be happy to guest co-host.
And if anybody ever has questions, just hit me up at Erica DeLong. I respond quick on social. But what do you want to do? I know that this is your thing, but what is your goal? Because I'm really in awe of seeing all the stuff you do on social.
I think radio is my passion. I love radio. I love how like you could just talk to the audience immediately. And I just love playing music. I love music, and like it's just radio is a vibe. I really love it. Listening to you and different stations and Ryan Seacrest and Wendy Williams. Like it's just like the Breakfast Club. It's just like it's a art that I really enjoy. And you could be like. It's just you and the microphone. Like actually being in the studio, it's like just you and the microphone. You don't have to worry about the audience. Now I could be in front of a live audience, but when you're in that studio and it's you, that board and that computer and the microphone, magic is happening. And that's what I love about radio.
Well, that's awesome. Well, sending you good vibes. Of course, we'll stay in touch too, but.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed that conversation with Erica DeLong. She's really great. She's a really great person to speak to, and she had some great advice, and she's definitely welcome back on the show. Coming up, we got the hot question of the day results. And the hot question of the day is, should a guy bring flowers on a first date? That is the question. ZK, what do you think? Should a guy bring up flowers on a first date?
For me, it's 50-50. But I honestly disagree. Just because I feel like they will fall. The woman will fall into your hand, fall in love with your hand more than you too fast.
All right, we're gonna have the results next. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. We'll be right back. Okay. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. I'm Shimei Cook. I got my guest co-host ZK Xavier Kelley, Mr. NAACP here at NCCU. What's going on, Xavier? ZK?
What's going on, Shimei? What's going on, man?
It's homecoming. I'm blessed, black, and highly favored. I really having a good time so far for homecoming. I didn't really get any sleep today. I got like 2 minutes of sleep, and I had to go to class and come to the studio. But it's fine. I'm here, and I had to make sure I was here to do the show. All right, enough of that. It's time for the hot question of the day. So recently I put out a poll, like as I do every week on my Instagram at Shimei Cook TV, and the hot question was, should men bring flowers on a first date? And according to the poll, 80% of the people say yes, and 20% of the people say no, and over 57 people voted. So I believe, in my opinion, in my utmost opinion, I feel like men should be expected. It depends. I feel like we shouldn't be expected to bring flowers, because I think flowers are something that I'm not gonna give flowers to a stranger. I'm sorry. Like, it's just like, a first date is usually when you're first meeting the person, you're just getting to know the person. What if the person is allergic to flowers? You don't even know. So that's another thing. So I just feel like you don't need to. Now, when it comes to like second, third dates, maybe. But I don't think the first date, I don't think that's appropriate. I think that's a little too aggressive, in my opinion. What do you think, ZK?
Honestly, going back to what I was saying a little while ago, I feel like it's a 50-50. I would, but at the same time, I wouldn't like that because, like I said, the woman will fall in love with your hand first, well, money or your hand more than they fall in love with you.
Exactly.
And that's a no-go. That is a huge no-go.
Absolutely. Well, especially in the black community, a lot of women are like that. So they want men with money, and I don't think it's appropriate for a first date to bring flowers. But your opinion matters, so we want you guys to weigh in. Call us up. 919-579-2444 is the number. We want your opinion, so call us up. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. We shall be back. Your opinion is next. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. I'm Shimei Cook. Got my guest co-host Xavier Kelley. That's his brother here on the show as guest co-host coming up. I got my not hot question today. I got my quote of the day, and so much more. It is what it is. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. I'm Shimei Cook. Got my guest co-host Xavier Kelley in the building. Xavier, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really, really appreciate you guest co-hosting. You took time out of your day to be with me, and I really appreciate it. You know, you're welcome back anytime, man.
Always, Shimei, man. I love what I love about you, man, is that how different you are. You're just different, man. I mean, you're in your own lane, got your own motion, man. I call that having your own motion, man. Hey, man. Keep up the good work, man. I'm always in your corner, man.
Hey, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love and all you do for our campus as Mr. NAACP and so much more. It's time for my quote of the day so we can get out of here and have some fun for homecoming. It comes from President Barack Obama. Change would not come if we wait for someone, some other person, or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. Hopefully that quote inspires you today and makes your day better, and I really hope this show made your day even greater. I appreciate Miss Erica DeLong for coming on the show from G105, and again, Xavier Kelley for coming on the show, and I appreciate you for listening, and I love you for listening. I will see you guys next time. The action never stops. Bye-bye.